On Hard to Hurt, there are certain items that when we do a gear review on them, we like to have them for a while first. With heavy bags, if we were to do some shit where we just take it out of the bag and we're like, oh, this heavy bag is amazing. Of course it is. It's brand new. We've had the Outslayer 100-pound MMA bags for over a year now, and I felt like it was time to do a complete review on them. We've got 5 of them, and I mostly bought them because of how they looked. When we decided that the branding color was going to be orange, I just looked for bags that were orange that weren't super expensive. They gave us a little bit of break for buying 5, I think. The price was reasonable, and the shipping time was pretty quick. These bags are really well built. The stitching, the straps, the rings up top, everything about them is really well put together. The printing was okay. I don't know whether these discrepancies in the printing are intentional or that's part of their branding, or if there's just no way to print across these consistently. We've got these drop ceilings, so I couldn't hang it from the ceiling like I wanted to, so we had to use these X-mark brackets. They're pretty good. I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in them. They put the bag out far enough to where you can kind of work all the way around it, and they're really sturdy. Now, the one I'm showing you the most of is the one up front because it's the one by the light, and this is the one that I use. I hit this bag all the time. I've been hitting it several times a week for a year, and it's held up pretty good. But as you can see, most of the other bags are in the same shape. They don't get near as much use, but the weight has settled to the bottom about the same. And the printing issues you see here, these came like this. The printing wasn't perfect on it. I don't know that it can be or that it needs to be, but this wasn't wear and tear. These came like this. Which I kind of think, they're kind of supposed to look like that. I don't know that they're supposed to be perfect. That might be like part of the charm.
This is stupid, dude. Do we call this a reboxing?
Too much of the weight is settled towards the bottom. It's making getting this back on kind of hard. All right, well, whatever. It came in this nice vinyl-y bag. All right, so I do lay them down every once in a while and do like ground and pound drills and games with the kids, but I need to lay them down more and do more stuff with them, or I wonder. What I could probably start doing is have more people hold them like this, and practice power knees. I should probably spend a little more time like with the ground and pound type drills with it. But that brings us to my main gripe about this bag, which for beginners, their knees and elbows are not conditioned, and the texture of this is sort of unpleasant. It's very grippy. If your kicks are at all at an angle, it'll grab your shin and twist it around your leg in a very unpleasant fashion. I've worked on this bag bare knuckle. I don't use shin guards when I kick the bag, obviously, because I'm not a giant pussy. But for beginners, kids, soccer moms, the people that come in here mostly for fitness, it's kind of hard. The texture's kind of rough. The pros and the higher level guys that have come through here, they all love it. They really like the way it feels. It feels very durable. It's very satisfying to hit. Me personally, I hated it at first. I guess I was kind of a pussy, but the more I hit it, the tougher my shins and elbows and everything got. Now I like it. If this was going to be like your only bag, for a home gym, I don't know that this is the one I'd recommend unless you are just a bad motherfucker and you need a tough bag. I'll put a link in the description below to the bag I used at home before I had this place. If you're looking for a bag for a commercial space, especially one that caters to legit dudes, like you're in an actual MMA gym or something like that, this is a great bag. It's extremely durable. It can take a beating, and your tougher guys won't mind that texture. If you're somewhere in between, like a cardio kickboxing place, or your clients are mostly there for fitness, or it's mostly children, I still don't know that this is the bag I would recommend. You might want to go with something softer, but again, you're trading off the durability. When I first got in here, I thought, of course, I was going to be having a bunch of bad mamma jammas in here, world champions and shit. And I realized, owning a studio, that children's programs are really where it's at for a lot of reasons. It's very rewarding, it's a lot of fun, and they're the ones keeping the lights on. It's usually not your fighters. So you have to take that stuff into consideration when you're picking out your bags. Now the Outslayer bags are great, extremely durable, they look great, people are always impressed with them, how they look, and I only bought them because they were orange. I didn't know anything about them and they weren't that expensive. So I feel like they're a great value for the money, but they might not be the best bag for beginners, children, or pussies. So I guess to conclude in a nutshell, Outslayer heavy bag, absolutely wonderful unless you're a pussy. Now if you want more fitness tips, self-defense techniques, gear reviews, as well as concepts and principles that make you hard to hurt, make sure you click the subscribe button right here. I do a lot of gear reviews for both martial arts and fitness related products, and I talk a lot of shit about karate. So if you're into any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe.